Hello, my fellow flawless, limitless, sexy, sassy, saucy HBICs. How are you on this lovely morning, afternoon, or evening? This is an impromptu video that I'm putting up in the midst of finally decorating my tree. I'm proud of that tree. I know some of you don't care. You just want me to talk manifestation stuff. So let me get to it. When your 3D isn't looking the way you want it to, when your 3D is maybe looking like it's going backwards, maybe it appears as if whatever you've been doing, whatever state you're in, it's the opposite of it. Direct opposite. Maybe it's worse than what you started when you started this journey. Maybe you're hearing all the things you're afraid of hearing. Maybe you're experiencing all the things you were afraid of experiencing. Whatever your current 3D is, if you're questioning why it is the way it is based off of who you're currently being, this is the video for you. This is the video for you. So I'm going to skip over my typical intros. I'm going to say, if you want to connect with me for any reason, coaching, regular coaching, emergency coaching, my other channel, Kimberly's Other Life, YouTube channel, other platforms that I'm on, TikTok, Instagram, Clapper, all of it is in the drop box below. If you're interested in joining my channel memberships, where I go live with them on Tuesdays and Fridays, 2 different groups. If you join the Friday group, which is the hot seat group, you have access to both groups. Information is in that Dropbox below. Everything you need to contact me, Dropbox below. If you're interested in one-on-one coaching, I am booking way out. I know that reply email, it needs to be fixed. I know what it says. I have a temporary solution coming up soon in order to get coaching. But regular coaching, we're booking out. Obviously more than 3 weeks, okay? Hence why I offer the emergency coaching. Emergency coaching is to 72 hours. Kim, stop talking about what's in the Dropbox below. Well, look at me talking like everybody just knows who I am. How you doing? I'm Kimberly, also sometimes called Kimberlya or Sassafras, or even Kim with the buns, but I don't have the space buns on today. I'm obsessed with getting what I want. I love getting what I want, and that's what this channel is all about, on how to get what you want, literally what you want, through manifestation. I'm obsessed, okay? There isn't an hour that goes by that something manifesting isn't popping up into my mind. If you can handle that, and my sassy ass, sarcastic, but yet makes this super simple personality, please subscribe and come back and see me. I guarantee you will find me in all stages of life. I am unafraid to show up in my pajamas, freshly out of bed, when I'm looking like a hot mess, doing things around the house, right? Because I am not someone that pretends that we don't sometimes look like shite. No, that's not real life. Over here, this is real life, okay? Real life. However, I do feel very comfortable in claiming to be a damn good manifester and damn good at helping people get their manifestations. I'm damn good at it, and I'm proud of it, okay? Listen, we don't have so many successes to where I had to make one of my channel memberships a success story, tips and tricks, special group for no damn reason, okay? Just saying. So, if you are concerned about your current 3D reality, or even frustrated, perhaps it's not exactly what you want it to be, maybe it appears like it's getting worse, whatever your current fear or current interpretation of your 3D is, let's talk about it, okay? The most important thing is, if you're looking at your 3D and you're believing that your manifestation game isn't working, like right off the top, that's got to go. Got to go, and it's got to go now, Okay. If you are just, today I'm frustrated because I'm just frustrated where I am in life, or, why this seems to be taking like forever. First of all, it is that thinking that is not helping you. Okay. But I get it. You are going to have human moments. You're going to have human moments. And the moments that we're experiencing things that we don't like, how else do you figure out what you want and what you don't want? You look at a situation and you decide, I don't like it. I don't want this. Okay? So it's not an issue that you're noticing you're not loving your 3D or you're not liking specific circumstances. The issue of you identifying that I don't like this is not a problem. And I think that gets flipped in this community. And you don't have to pretend to love your 3D. Okay? And you don't have to be afraid that if you identify that, if you claim that, if you think that thought, I don't like this, that it's going to stop your manifestation. That's not true. What's important is you realize that if the 3D is not pleasurable to you, you still need to go back to deciding who you want to be. You still need to be making the decision or to identify or get into the state of your new self. If you're new self, it's just the you that has the manifestation. We never just stop deciding who we are. That's going to continue. That's going to continue when the full thing materializes. When your full manifestation's here, you're still going to be daily deciding who you are. That's what you've been doing your whole life. It just probably has never been phrased that way to you. But you've been identifying as a particular version of self your whole existence. Manifestation is sincerely nothing more than identifying as a new self. But we got all sorts of phrases to equal that, to describe that. And there are all sorts of techniques, okay? You don't need to start worrying or questioning yourself or claim that you must be doing something wrong because the 3D isn't what you want yet. That's the wrong frame of thinking. And by wrong, I just mean unhelpful. If the 3D makes no sense to you, if whatever you're experiencing makes zero sense because you've been doing your manifestation techniques flawlessly, then your 3D is still unfolding to your manifestation. And that's the honest answer. Doesn't matter what circumstances you want to describe to me, right? Because I know when it comes to this journey, we think our circumstances are worse than anybody else's. And we think our circumstances might fall under a category of, yeah, you can't manifest, no, that's the one circumstance. If you've got that, you can't manifest. Nope. No one has a circumstance that falls under that category. Okay. That's just fear. And I mean no one. Okay. You might be a lovely person, but you're not so unique and special that manifesting doesn't work for you. And I've been asked and given circumstances all over the place as to why they believe they are the person that can't manifest. Okay? No one. No matter what ailment you may have, divergent thinking, right? Doesn't matter what's going on up here. You can still get up in the morning and put on your pants and go function out in the world. You can still manifest. You can still choose who you want to be. Don't overthink manifesting. Don't overthink your 3D. Once you've made the decision of who you want to be or what desire you're wanting, okay, that's it. That's done. You just need to start identifying as that person who has it. That's all you need to do. I get it. Out of fear, we think that if our 3D doesn't look dramatically different instantly, that there's something wrong. There's nothing wrong. It's unfolding. So this video is really trying to answer the question of why in my 3D, while I'm doing techniques and I'm on top of my manifestation game, why is SP coming in? Things look great. Momentum is starting. And then things go tits up. Maybe they ghost you again. Maybe they say, yeah, but I'm still not wanting a relationship. Whatever. Something that implies to you that they're coming in great and they're going back out again. And the back and forth, the back and forth, back and forth in the 3D. Why is that happening if I'm paying attention to who I'm being? Kim, right? So to answer that, first and foremost, I'm going to say, listen, that sounds like classic hot and cold behavior. That's what it sounds like. So you can be on top of your game, choosing to be new self, okay? But your immediate judgment, number one, of the 3D is the indication that you're going back and forth, right? It's your own wavering. It's your own hot and cold application. Now, don't get me wrong. This isn't about being perfect, okay? It is about being consistent. And this is why Neville Goddard discussed that, when we are getting into a state or a new version of self, if we fall out of it, which is normal, it's the frequency of the returning that matters. And that's where the consistency comes in, that if you fall out, you go back. So when SPs are coming in great, and then something happens in the 3D that implies that it's not going so great, we are human and maybe we'll have a human response to it, but how to handle it is go back to your decision. Go back to work. It's not done yet. It's still unfolding. So you are the new version of self because you're choosing it, you're deciding to be your new self. And the 3D is unfolding. So we know we're in the right reality because we're choosing to be the version of ourselves that has our manifestation. So if we're making that decision and we're returning to it consistently, then we know we're in the right reality and we know we are watching the unfolding to our exact desire. But the thing is a lot of us get thrown off because something odd shows up in the 3D. That doesn't have to mean something's wrong. But if you're giving it the meaning that there is, well, then who are you really being? Do you see what I'm saying? Now, this is why I say it's so important to not blame or shame yourself when shit is happening, right? Beating yourself up that you didn't stay in the state long enough. That is such a waste of time. Instead, to get the 3D to start being, or so at least we can decide that it's coming in, it's more consistent. The answer is, well, then consistently you decide to be new self consistently. This is why I recommend as one of the top dog things to be using while manifesting specifically, detachment. Detachment doesn't mean set it and forget it. Unless you're someone that wants to do that, fine, it's your reality, do what you want. But detachment just simply means I don't care what I'm seeing in the 3D. I'm still deciding that I am new self. And if I'm still deciding that, then my 3D must match that. My 3D must validate my decision. Period. But listen, me giving this advice right now, me telling you, return to your decision, your 3D will get consistent. It will look better. It will. But what meaning you're giving the 3D, how much you're letting it bother you, is telling you who you're being. If you're giving it the meaning that this isn't working, or, oh my God, it was working so good and boom, They're sucking again, right? SP is not showing up the way I want them to again. What are you doing? When we are making a decision to be new self, let's make sure that the habits of old self are also out the damn window. Such as, if you are someone that was always the one that had to reach out to SP to satisfy that fear that they are still there. If you're still doing that stuff while at the same time claiming to be new self, are you? Are you really new self? Are you? I'm saying it again. Are you? If you are living in fear that if I don't reach out, they might forget me, you're not new self. You're definitely old self. And so you're definitely in the reality where it's not going to look the way you want. And listen, that's nothing to panic over. It's just, okay, I'm going to choose differently. Now, my message is not, you can't reach out to SP ever. That's not the message. The message is, if you're sitting there watching this video and you're having a panic attack because SP hasn't reached out to you in 3 days and you're giving it the meaning that something must be wrong, you're the person I'm talking to. Nothing's wrong. Get back to deciding who you want to be. Okay? If you're the one having the experience where SP was coming in amazing and then boom, they ghosted me again. Okay, what meaning are you giving it? Are you saying SP's ghosting me again? It's not working. It looks like it's going backwards. Automatically, you're not new self. Go back to your decision. Period. That's the answer. It's never the answer that your manifestation is failing. It's never that. And it's never, this just wasn't meant to be. The universe doesn't want me to have it. God doesn't want me to have this. It's never that answer. If you think that is the answer and you keep telling yourself that it is, your 3D has to match who you believe you are. Do we really want to start identifying as the version of self who thinks this wasn't meant to be? I'm not allowed to have this, even though I really, really desire it? No. Go back to your decision to be new self. There's nothing wrong. When our 3D looks in a way that we do not like, it's not a problem to look at a circumstance and say, I don't like it. I don't prefer this. Nothing wrong with that. But then that's where it stops. We've made our decision. I don't love this. This is not making me happy. But I'm still deciding to be my new self. So I'm not going to give this a deeper meaning that, oh, SP must not want me. Or SP needs more healing. Or SP needs more time to figure out they want me. No excuses. It's clearly just the unfolding. And because it's something I don't like, and it's given me a yucky feeling like maybe SP doesn't want me, but I'm not going to believe that because that's not who I am anymore. Clearly, that must be a manifestation of my old self, and it's being utilized on my bridge of incidents. I'm still going to get what I want. This is just the unfolding. That's always the answer. It's always the answer. If you don't like what you see, go back to your decision, and you decide that this is the unfolding to your manifestation because it is. It is. You can't make a bad decision. You can't fuck anything up. The orchestration of your manifestation was planned and plotted and instantly starting to play out the minute you said yes to that desire. Orchestration began. Literally. But I think that we get lost in logical thinking, and when something is in our 3D that we're not enjoying, we instantly apply logic and say, there's something wrong. This isn't what I wanted, right? Or it's not working. Manifestation failure. It's never that. It's what meaning you're giving it in who you're choosing to be. If we still want our manifestation, then our job is to go back to new self, get back to our game. Nothing to worry about. This is exactly why I say logic isn't our friend when manifesting. It's just not. Unless you're using logic to your benefit. But when we're using logic to look at our 3D and say, oh, SP's acting like they don't want us because they haven't texted us in a week, they must not want us. No, that's manifestation of old self. Obviously, it's a part of my bridge of incidents. I have nothing to worry about. I am new self. And I know who I am. I am choosing to be the version of me that's in the most loving, fulfilling, committed relationship with that specific person. So if I'm choosing to be that self, then I just got to go back to living my life and sticking with my decision. If I fall out, if I start having doubtful thoughts, I'm not going to panic. I'm not going to try to fix every fucking thought that enters my mind because I don't have to do that because that puts me in a fearful energy and I have nothing to be fearful of because I am my new self. I'm going back to living because I've made my decision and I'm not letting anything in the 3D tell me a damn different story because I know who I am. And I don't have limiting beliefs. I don't have flaws. Right? I am the I am. So no way in hell can I have limits. Sorry, that's not who I am. Period. Nothing to worry about. Manifestation isn't going to fail you. We just have to really ask ourselves, who are we being that every time I see something I'm not loving, I instantly think there's something wrong? There isn't. Now, don't get me wrong. Logically, literally speaking, I totally understand how frustrating it is when you think something's coming in and it's coming in beautifully and then it appears to be going backwards. I know that's frustrating. I know it is. But don't let that scare you out of your decision of who you want to be. Don't let that scare you. Go back to your decision. The world is the objectified likeness of the subjective conscious state in which consciousness abides. This understanding that consciousness is the one and only reality is the foundation of the Bible. The stories of the Bible are attempts to reveal in symbolic language the secret of creation, as well as to show man the one formula to escape from all of his own creations. This is the true meaning of the name of Jehovah, the name by which all things are made and without which there is nothing made that is made. Okay? First you are aware, then you become aware of something, then you become aware as that which you were aware of, and then you behold objectively that which you are aware of being. Kimming that down for you. Your imagination is the only true reality. And who you believe you are is the power in which you can change everything about your life. Everything. It's all wrapped up in who you believe you are. So if you believe that you are the version of yourself that isn't getting their manifestation and nothing's working and SP doesn't want you, you have the power of God within you, and that is exactly who you shall be. Your 3D shall validate you and give you experiences that confirm that. And the power to change that is to start deciding you are a different self or a new self, the self that has the manifestation. Period. And from there, your 3D shall validate that. And circumstances, a bridge of incidents, stuff happens in the 3D that completely and utterly validates that and brings you to your manifestation every single time. No exceptions. So let's stop panicking because things appear like they're coming in and then they're leaving again, because they're not. They're not. Go back to your decision and don't you worry. SP will come right on back. The idea is to not be fooled by your old self. Do not be fooled by the 3D. And by old self, I mean when those fearful thoughts start coming in, like, oh, are they going to do this again? Are they ever going to change? Yes, as soon as you do. Yep, as soon as you do. As soon as you become the version of you that doesn't have the story that SP's a twat, and as soon as you make the decision that you are having what you want, period, and returning to it. That's it. Okay? There's nothing more to that. There's not something wrong. Go back to your decision. So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow.